Morning. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project, and now also Terratech Tactical. Yes, I have a hat and sunglasses on in the house. I noticed a lot of comments about that the other day. I didn't sleep last night very well, and I don't want you to see my baggy eyes, so there, explained. Hat, because I wear a hat a lot. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Gonna start taking a different stance on things on my channel, and I've been talking to some of the bigger channels, getting advice, and studying some of the ways they handle their channel and their interaction with their subscribers. Also been studying the YouTube Creator Studio. It is very helpful, very beneficial. Anybody that has a channel out there, I highly recommend that you go and take the Creator Studio series of tests. You watch a video, and then they ask you questions, and then you can do a test, and you test yourself on what you just watched and what you learned and what you know. It's pretty good and really helpful. Anyway, moving forward with the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project, I have, as a lot of you have seen, recently separated my videos into two channels. So I'll have the daily video blog and my daily life at the Off-Grid Homestead, tiny house construction, and path to self-sufficiency on the Do-It-Yourself World channel. Terratech Tactical now is going to have survival and outdoor product reviews and basically the stuff that the people on the Do-It-Yourself World channel didn't want to see. I've split it up to Terratech Tactical. If you like both, please watch both. The Terratech Tactical is not just a gun shooting channel. That's not going to be what it's all about. What it's all about is, if you go have a look now, I've got some videos up there from October when Bison from Bugout was here, and we did a whole mess of videos on a weekend, and I started putting them up on the Do-It-Yourself World, and people didn't want to see that. They were complaining that I'm not working on the tiny house, but it's what I do. It's part of my life. I like outdoors. I like survival. I like going into the forest. I like camping. I like fishing. But I do listen to my viewers, and these guys no longer have to watch this stuff. I'm going on Terratech Tactical. So if you are interested in all the outdoor projects, all the survival experiments, Bugout Gear, survival gear, product reviews and tests, I'm going to be doing some extreme hardcore testing and product reviews. If a product says it can be submerged for 1 meter for 30 minutes underwater, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to show you if it works or not. If a product says it can be dropped from 5 foot repeatedly and still work, I'm going to do that, and I'll show you. I have been outside recently. There's not a lot of video on either of the channels right now because I've been experimenting on various things. I've been running around cleaning up the mess from the wind damage outside the homestead, and I spent an entire day putting things away because of the snow. And now I spent the entire weekend undoing everything that I had done. So, getting back into construction mode this week. This week is going to be full blast construction at the Off-Grid Homestead and a tiny house on wheels. But also, I have been experimenting with fire starting. Well, if anybody is so proud that they say, you're an idiot if you can't start a fire in 5 minutes. I can start a fire in 5 minutes. I'm an expert. I teach fire starting. Those are usually the people that are going to suffer when they get out there in a real hardcore survival experience. Bison and I, one time it took us about 2 hours to get a fire started because everything was wet. And we refused to just use a cigarette lighter. We were trying to use more primitive skills. And it took us 2 hours in a real survival scenario. Life is not that easy. It's not all happy and perfect. You don't have perfect dry tinder. You don't have perfect fire starting tools. So I've been outside experimenting with various methods for getting fire started in this wet mess that we have out here. And I've been failing miserably. So these are things that people don't think about. If you end up bugging out and leaving your home and have to leave it all behind, sometimes even having just a cigarette lighter is not going to start a fire if you don't know what materials will burn out there in nature and know your environment. So I'll give you an idea of what I've been doing recently with the two different topics. Again, this is my life, this is me, this is what I do, but I've split it on the two channels. So I hope to see most of you on both channels. Again, go on over and check out Terratech Tactical. I'll put the link on the bottom here. I do have now some really cool fire starting experiments on there that Bison and I did back in October. You will be very surprised what you learn there. I was surprised. And it might save your life. I believe in having things that have multiple purposes, multiple uses. And I was quite impressed with what we learned on that day. Going to be going through the Bugout bag in more depth here. I'm going to be repacking it, sorting it out, making it lighter, and adding things that are necessary and taking out the less necessary things. As you go on and get more experience, you start to it's always evolving. What you carry is always changing and evolving. And that's the thing I learned in the military. You're never done preparing. You're always improving your situation. That's very important. If you stop improving your situation, then most likely you're going to die. So, speaking of which, I look around the tiny house on wheels, and I thank God daily for what I have. I went from a camper, a dilapidated camper, that had no insulation. I saw the sheet metal of the roof exposed over my head. No insulation, no paneling, nothing. The wind blew through from one side to the other. It was horrendous. It was a nightmare. But I made it. I made it through. And then I got the RV, which was an improvement, but it was still uncomfortable because a standard mobile home or camper is not designed for living outdoors. And now I have the tiny house on wheels, which has walls with the outer siding counted will be 7.5 inches thick, and just the sun. Right now it's 77 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. I've cranked down the wood stove, close off the air dampers, air intake in the bottom, and the sun is going to warm the house for the rest of the day. And that is a great improvement in my life from when I started. Somebody requested that I do a video about what I've learned along the way, things I would change, things that have improved, and I think that's a good idea. I'll be giving that some thought, and I'll do that here. And I also have Gnome. You'll all recognize Gnome on the videos. Actually helped me do a intro video for my channel. So I hope you don't mind me mentioning that there, Gnome. But we're working on doing a nice intro video because he has some awesome video editing skills, and mine are lacking, and his creativity is amazing. So he's going to help me out on that, and we'll have a really cool intro video which is going to explain the origins of the off-grid project and the tiny house on wheels. But I'll be doing a more in-depth video on that as well, separately, for those who are interested, because I get a lot of questions of how did you get started, how did this happen, what threw you into this, what have you learned, how far have you come, what would you do different, how do you like the lifestyle, would you go back to the other lifestyle. So I'll be doing that. Also working on migrating my server. That's also been taking a lot of my time. It is a massive task. If you go look at the do-it-yourself world, it doesn't look like, to a non-programmer, you wouldn't see that it's all that complicated, that it's got all that much involved. But there are, if Godaddy had moved it for me, they were going to charge me $700 to migrate the server from one to another. And I'm like, well, forget that, I'll do it myself. But it's big. It's got a lot of, it's compartmentalized, so if one part of the do-it-yourself world crashes, the other units will still run. So I had a lot of hackers and attacks in the past, and learned to toughen up my software through the years. And also to compartmentalize each, like the blog is separate from the forum, which is separate from the articles, which is separate from the search engine, which is separate from the newsletter. And I've got other programs that I use just for me personally that are hidden in the background. And all these units have to be migrated to the new server. And the new server has new software, and the old server has old software, outdated software. Trying to merge the two is a nightmare sometimes. So I've been spending a lot of time on that, so please forgive me. The hasn't been a lot of high quality videos in the last month. Actually throughout the entire winter, but that's because it was winter. It's hard to make exciting, awesome videos when everything's covered in snow. And a lot of people are asking me, well, didn't you expect it to snow? Yes, but the snow that we had this year, the snow came on, we had an ice storm dropping an inch of ice on the ground, snow on top of it, and it never melted. It's still on the ground now. There's still a foot of snow in the forest in places where the sun doesn't shine all the time. And then under that is an inch of ice. And it never went away. I moved back to America from Germany in around 2007. Okay? I lived in New York all this time, and I've never seen it snow and stay all through the entire winter without melting. You'd have some snow, it'd melt. You'd have some dry periods. You'd have some snow, it'd melt. You'd have some dry periods. So I didn't expect that. I did not. I thought I would get a lot more done this winter. I thought that my wood would remain uncovered most of the winter. I thought I would sort the barn wood this winter. That was my winter project. I was going to sort out the entire pile of barn wood this winter. And I couldn't even get to it. It was under 3 foot of snow and ice. By the way, there was another ice storm halfway through somewhere. So there was ice, snow, ice, snow. And it was a mess. And if you try to walk through that stuff and you break through, honestly, it's pretty jarring on the back and on the entire body sometimes. I don't have snowshoes. I will. But again, you got snow, it melts. You walk on the mud or the ice or the hard ground. You got snow, it melts, and you walk on the ground. Never needed snowshoes. I never needed a snowmobile. This year, snowmobiles were used for the first time in years out here. They were everywhere. If I had had the money, I'd have bought one this year and enjoyed it for the first time in many years. It just isn't worth it otherwise. So it was an intense year. Moving forward, the sun is shining today, although it is below freezing. It's only 23 degrees out. Sorry, no, it went up to 27. Heat wave, 27 degrees Fahrenheit. For you otherworldly people that don't use Fahrenheit, that is below 0 Celsius. It's cold. It's below freezing. Tree sap isn't flowing. The maple syrup isn't flowing very well at my place here. It's been pretty cold. You need above freezing days and below freezing nights. And right now we've had either like what's coming up in the next few days, we're going to have above freezing days and nights, which is no good. The trees want above freezing days and below freezing nights. In the last few days we've had below freezing days and nights, which is also no good. So I do have 30 gallons of sap that I have to boil, and hopefully today I'll get the evaporator set up. But that's been frozen, so I wasn't really too stressed about that either because it's frozen. There's ice in the buckets. Everything's been frozen. So it's been a late season this year. Late, cold season. So anyway, moving forward, we're getting ready for construction, getting ready for the maple syrup boiling. And please come on over and check out the new channel, Terratech Tactical. Again, I've got some survival videos coming up. I've got some good product reviews. I've got some really good stuff that I use myself, that I use heavily, that I am going to be putting up there. And I'll be doing some contests and giveaways. Not just to attract people, but because I want to. I have some things. I have here, I've never talked about this, I've never shown it, because honestly, it's sad, but my viewers got mad at me for a while there, and I let it get to me. I had wanted to do a giveaway since Thanksgiving, believe it or not. I bought a whole mess of survival gear for you guys, to give you guys since Thanksgiving, and the time never really was right. And right now things are looking pretty good. Comments are pretty happy and clean. I want to thank actually people out there. I found out that I don't have any control over my channel anymore, but you do. And you guys found out, and I want to thank you guys for keeping it clean, because I can't. So thank you everybody that's involved in cleaning up the garbage. I want to thank you for doing that, because the comments look good. The comments look clean. Thank you very much. And now that there's a peaceful, comfortable atmosphere on the channel, I will be doing a giveaway. I bought a bunch of stuff around Thanksgiving time, and I do have actually the J5 tactical flashlight. I will be doing this entire video on Terratech Tactical, so again, check out the channel. In a couple days here I'll be releasing all this. And I've got a credit card knife and an emergency fire starter. We've got a bunch of stuff here. I'm not going to give it all away right now. I'm not going to reveal it all here. I'm going to do the video on Terratech Tactical. Got this cool survival box. I'll be doing a review on that as well. Been using mine for a few months. Well, since Thanksgiving. And it's literally been in various countries since then, traveling with me. So I'll be telling you about that, and I'll be doing a big giveaway. So come on over to the new channel, and I'll see you guys all later.